Are you a songwriter who has written some songs on piano, but don't know where to go to get them finished? Or maybe you and your mates are in a band and are wondering the same thing. Or even if you've got a voice note on your phone, how can you finish the songs that you have written to get them ready for release? So here's a little video explaining the next steps if you are ready to record your music. So hey guys, I'm Charlie J. I'm a music producer and hip hop artist based in South Wales, and I have self-released and finished over 50 songs of my own. So the first thing to consider when you have your song is, what do I need to finish this track? So if you're a solo artist and maybe you've written the track, so we've got solo artist here, and you have written the track. The question is, do you need to have a new instrumental or beat made for the song by a producer, or do you just simply need to buy the rights to the beat that you've written it over? And if you're in your band, do you need a producer to add some extra elements to the song to help create the finished product? So in both situations, there are multiple things to consider. So if you are a solo artist and you have written the track to an instrumental or to a beat, there are different kinds of licenses you can buy. This can include an exclusive license, which means you have complete rights and access to the song, which also means that other artists cannot use the same beat that you have used and copyright claim it. Or you might have a limited lease. This, for example, may mean that you only have a certain number of radio stations you can distribute it to. When it comes to copyright and PRS, you may not be able to have the same claims as if you had an exclusive beat, and more importantly, other artists may also be able to use the same beat. However, this may be a more affordable option for people who are just starting out. If you decide to go the other route and find a producer to make a beat that fits your needs for your song, this may be a little bit more expensive, but you also may have more creative control and freedom how that beat is made and how the backing music to your track is done. And also they may be able to assist you in person while recording that song. If you're in a band, then you may need to find a producer to finish that track off. However, if you're going for a more sort of rustic sound, let's just say, and you want something that sounds a bit more raw, you may, for example, just need to record your band itself and may not need any additional synths or other elements in the song. However, in both cases, I believe that you probably will need someone to mix and master this track to ensure that it's sounding the best it possibly can. One of the things you can do if you are a solo artist is invest in your own recording equipment and gear. Yes, you can also do this in a band, but you probably need a larger space and more equipment, which is more costly. So for somebody who is starting out, you're probably best visiting a studio at first. But if you are a solo artist, there are a lot of affordable options out there available to record yourself. I have my own setup here at home, and I currently use a Rode NT2A with a Focusrite, although the 1A is also very good and a more affordable option, and for about £200 you can probably get your own recording setup at home. However, if that's not something you're willing to invest in, and the software and learning how to record and get the correct technique for your recordings, then a studio may be a better option for you. There are lots of options available near me in South Wales, but if you live elsewhere, we will get onto how to find studios and recording options in your area as well. If you're a solo artist, like myself, or you just need some vocals recording, Silk Crayon Studios, based in Canton and Cardiff Bay, is a great option for you. I've been there and I've worked with Rue before. He's a great guy, and he's helped me record some songs in the past. Another option, if you're based in Cardiff, is King Khan, who is a producer as well. He helped to mix and master and finish up production on my last project, We're All Lost, but has also worked with other artists based in South Wales, such as Aisha Kiggs and Malika Blue. Going to a studio for the first time can be pretty intimidating, but for everyone I've mentioned, you can message and speak to them first, get a bit of the vibe, and I'm sure that they'll be very helpful in getting your song finished to the standard that you like. If you're in a band, you may need a bigger setup. Once again, if you're based in South Wales, someone who I suggest and recommend is Bother Studios. They helped film and record a live band session that I did with my band back in June, and the quality was great. Bother Studios are based in Newport Road and also part of a band themselves, so they understand how to record and get the best quality recordings for you guys, as well as mix and mastering the song so it's ready for release. However, understand that you may not be based in South Wales, and if you're wondering how you yourself can find some recording studios so you can record your track, here are a couple of options. Firstly, Speak to other artists in your area. If you like the sound or style of an artist, you can always ask them where they recorded their music and who mixed and mastered it. Most people are willing to share who they worked with, especially if it's a good experience. They'll be happy to tell you. If you don't know any artists in your local area, one way that you can meet more is by going to jam nights and local gigs. If you're in a band and you are also looking for an extra session musician, this is also a good way to find that person. For example, I needed some keys on my track Oldest Daughter, and I met Frankie by going to another gig, and he was playing keys there. He's now my keys player, and he also recorded on that song. Finally, you can always do a Google search. Here in South Wales, we no longer have a Pirate Studios, but a lot of places in the UK still do. But there are other options available as well, local recording studios across the country that you can go and find. Finally, when you go into the studio or you get your song mixed and mastered, make sure you know the song as well as possible to ensure that you save the most time. The more confident you are with delivery, the better the song will be. But if you've already been practicing it at open mic nights and live shows, I'm sure you'll know it well. Also ensure that you have a track as a reference. So if an artist has inspired you or you like that sound, if you can bring that to the mix engineer, they can use that as a reference to try and get it as close as possible. So hopefully you guys have learned something new today. I'm Charlie J, and hopefully you can get that song out into the world for all of us to listen. There will be more videos coming soon about how you can distribute your music to get it across all streaming platforms and the best possible way that you can do that too.